Hi students, hope you are doing well. Last time we saw how to create and design visual basic form. Then I asked you to create a form to show your personal information. Today we will start adding code to our form. I will open my form. I saved it on the desktop. Your form should look like this one. Here your form contains these 4 buttons. We will start adding actions to each of these buttons. For the first button, when I click on it, a name should appear here on the text box. Second one, grade, school and address. We will start with the first button. I will start adding the code and function to the first button. So to add the code, you have to view the code using right-click View Code. A new tab will appear here. This is the form code. You can see this tab here, and also at the same time we can see the design. So you can switch between these 2 tabs. The other way to display the code is to use only the double click option. So double click on the control, you can view the form code. Before adding any statement, we should have a look here to the code. We have these lines starting with private sub and ends with end sub. We call this a procedure, which is a block of code that completes a particular task. It should start with private sub and ends with end sub. All statements and actions and events will be here in between these lines. For the form, we have different lines. We have the public class form and the end of the class. The class is a pattern for creating an object. I will start adding the first action to our button. So you should know exactly what is the name of this button. I'll go back to the form. Now I want to check exactly what is the name of this text box. So I'll go to the properties here, looking for the name. Here is the name. You can change the name to make it easier to remember it, or if you want you can only copy it. I'll copy the name. I'll go back to the code. Here I will paste the name of the text box. So text box 1 dot. Now I want to add a text property. All properties will appear here. You can choose. I will use text. You can type it, or you can select it, or you can click on tab only. Equal, you should put equal sign, then add the name that you wanted. I will add my name. You should make sure the text between inverted commas. Now if we come to this procedure here, it means when I click on button 1, text box control will display this name. Let's try to run the program. We will go to the icon here. We will start debugging. Click on start debugging, or you can click on F5. This is the executable file for our form. So when I click on name, my name will appear here. I will close the executable file and go back to the code. Now I want to add an action to grade, also to display the grade. First I have to check the name of the text box, this one. So select it, and here is the name. I will copy the name, then double click on the grade button, same, paste the name dot text equal your grade. I'm in high school 2A. Make sure it's between, the text should be between inverted commas. After you're done with the second button, we will go back to the third button. Here we will add an action to the third button, so the text will appear here in the text box. So you should look for the name, copy the name. I will come to the button here, school, double click on the button and paste the name dot text equal EPS, Emirates Private School. I will close the commas. Let's have a look here for our code. We have now 3 procedures. This is the first one for button 1, this is for the second button, and this is for the third button. Again, if we come to the second button procedure here, it means when you click on button 2, text box will display the text high school 2A. One button left, address. Again, I will check the name for this text box. I will copy the name, go back to the address control, double click on the button, paste the name dot text equal Abu Dhabi. Now we are done. We have now 4 procedures for the first button till the 4th button. Now we will run our program and see what is the output of this program. When I click on name, my name will appear, grade will appear, school, and address. See here, the text is too small, so let's see how can we format it to be the same as the one appears here at the top. I will close the executable file, go back to my form, and let's resize the text. Select the text box. The text appears here in this text box, so I should go to the font property and change the font size. This one, I'll make it 20, and for this one also I will change this to 20, and here the font size should be 22, and let me check the first one, it was 20. Okay, now run my program again. Name, grade, school, and address. Till here we are done with the first program. You have to save it, so I will save my work, and I want to show you how can you send me your work. I don't want you to send me the whole folder. I want you only to send me the executable file, or sorry, the folder that contains the executable file. I'll show you where you can find it. I will close Visual Basic. I saved it here. I will open. It is my first project. Okay, so I make sure this is my. Now, can you see in this folder here, my first project folder? You have to open it. Inside it you will find a bin folder. You have to open the bin folder. Here you have two folders: the debug folder, which has the executable file by default, but if you want to change it from the program to be the default folder to be release for the executable file, you can. I will open the debug, and here you can find the executable file. I don't want you to send me the executable file only. You have to send me this debug folder. Right click on the debug folder. If the executable file in the debug folder, you have to send this one. If it's in the release folder, so you have to send the release folder. Right click on the folder. I will compress this folder. This is the one, the compressed file that you have to send it to me. When you finish, send this folder to me. Then I'll be able to open the executable file and check your work. Thank you so much.